Hello guys. Some days it takes me forever to get here. Today my laptop decided that it was time to upgrade to a new operating system. Only when you're supposed to be live, right? I'm gonna close out of some of these windows and find you and share us over to the creative group. I'm hoping that there was somebody who asked a question today, and I'm hoping that she's able to find us. I'm sorry that I don't know your first name, but it came through as a business page. It was the Paper Prairie. So I am going to tackle your questions here in a little bit. Hey, Vicki. Good to see you. So Vicki is part of the new stamp club that just started this past month, and our deadline to sign up for December is coming up on December 10th, and I wanted to show you some of the projects. I'm not going to do like the class here because that will be exclusive for the group members, but I thought that I could show you this awesome stamp set. It is so very cool. And in the meantime, this set doesn't lend itself to what the Paper Prairie asked me about. I think I'm saying that right, Paper Prairie. And so at the end, I want to show you about conditioning stamps, and then I have to show you this cute idea that I found, and it just came in the mail. So we'll get there, but I wanted to kind of preface that. It is also my stamp club, my team week, and I'm designing projects for our team meeting out of the celebration catalog that will be coming out in January. We are in a pre-order for demonstrators, so if you're a customer and you're ordering online, the time that it's going to take Stampin' Up! To put it in your box is now 7 to 10 days. So keep that in mind when you're ordering. If I have any rush orders going in, I will let you know, because where I live on the East Coast, oftentimes I'll pay the $20 for the 2-day shipping. That means if you order before 11 a.m. Mountain Standard Time, they will put all the stuff in the box and ship it to you that day, and you'll get it in 2 business days, kind of like Amazon. But otherwise, we're waiting a little bit for our stuff right now. Look at these, aren't they cute? That's for my team meeting, and for a swap that I just made 24 of these of. And then this one is for my team swap. I saw this really cute tutorial online, and I did print up a PDF for it, but I'll send this to my team this month. And then when it becomes available to customers, maybe I'll share it next month. But it's so cute. It's a gift card holder. So it flips up. It's very inconspicuous. And I made mine into a full-size card because, you know, I do have a lot to say sometimes. And other times I just want it to say love Selene. And if that were the case, I could chop it off and put it on a card front, right? Yeah, no. All right, so I'm going to flip the camera. We'll get started. Today's on the fly is truly on the fly. Oh, I never found the video or shared it. That's special. Hang on one second. Let's do that. I printed out today's Casing Tuesday sketch challenge, and I printed it from my phone. So when I print from my phone, my printer is kind of funny. It will only print from the back if I print from my phone. So you've got to see what came off my printer. Let me change the camera over and I'll show you this. It's so funny. I'm gonna just stick this on the clip first. You've got to see this. Okay, so that's my cute class for this month, and we'll get there in a second. But oh my gosh, out comes this thing out of my printer, and I was laughing. I'm like, what in the heck is my printer doing? Because I didn't realize that a die cut fell into the slot where my printer goes. So that's my sketch for today. Isn't that hysterical? I've never seen a computer do that, but it's really funny. Hey, Donna, good to see you. So I wanted to play with this measurement today and the stamp set for that class. I have 2 new paper cutters rolling around in my studio because when people come to stamp class, they are actually cutting up their designer paper. And this is the designer paper that's for club this month. It's so cool. They get half a pack. We just cut it in half. It's 6 by 12. And so they'll get all these extra pieces that they can use in their crafting afterwards. I overlooked this paper. It is so beautiful. And look at the hearts. I mean, this would be great for Valentine's Day. I'm not a big fan of the mushrooms, but I like to eat mushrooms. I just don't like them on designer paper for some reason. I don't know. Personal preference. These look like tree rings to me. And a gorgeous pattern for the back. And then like big prints and little prints and stuff that you could stick on a scrapbook page and put a picture and you'd be almost done. And this guy, if you cut him out, Fussy, you could make a bazillion cards with this paper, and he is so happy and fun. So even my friend Robin was saying, I don't have that stamp set. It's going to be okay because she'll be able to use some of the images in here and then marry them up with what she's got for her packet, which is 8 projects. So they're getting 2 of each of these cards. Okay, and I still haven't found myself here. This is pretty good. You'd think it would tell me that I'm live, but I don't know. There we go. Now I can share it. Hang on one second. Let me, now that I found it. Share to a group. Ta-da. Post. Okay. So this little kangaroo is card 1, and like I said, you get 2 of each. And it's been embossed already, and they're getting a full package. Ooh, I just threw a die cut in the trash. That was all kinds of special. Ha, I found it though. It's 2 bolts of ribbon that they get this month, and my favorite embellishment right now are these iridescent pearls. They're a little bit different than the older pearls that we had in the catalog before. They're a little bit more money too. I think they're $7.50 a package, but they have this iridescent shine to them that makes them so happy. If you are signing up for this class and you want to make the projects exactly the way that I did, I will tell you that it uses the soft suede and smoky slate ink pads. And I also used a smoky slate blend, but you could do the smoky slate ink pad and a blender pen, no sweat. And the same thing with these markers. You could use an ink pad as well. I used Calypso Coral, Old Olive, and So Saffron to match the class. Hang on, I'm not seeing your comments. To match the class. There we go. I'm not seeing your comments. There we go. Okay, and now I can be quiet, but I'm still not seeing your comments. Okay. Okay. Ha. I turned it off. I can do hard things. Hey, Brenda, it's so good to see you. All right. So those are all the things that I used. Not too many inks. And like I said, you can substitute ink pads and blender pens if you don't have the markers. It's just for the ease of using these. We did. And so that was card 1. This is card 2. Love comes in all shapes and sizes, and I thought that the bear should fall in love with the fox. And we did a little paper piecing and some Winkostella. And I love that this card is a different shape and size, and that's what the sentiment says. It makes me happy. Can I say? I'm punny like that. I've got your back, these cute little koalas, and who would think to put Old Olive with Smoky Slate, but it's that way in the designer paper, and I followed the leader, and I think it's beautiful. And these are just the quick pick sneak peeks. I'll be doing this live for the group, and through thick and thin, count me in. And I have a sparkly penguin. Who knew that the penguin would look good in brown? So again, I just used the 2 ink pads to keep it simple. And it matches, and it almost has that 100-acre wood feel, doesn't it? Winnie the Pooh, baby. He's so cute. Oh, thank you for all the love. I love seeing all your hearts and wows and emojis flying by, so thank you for that. All right, so I have all of these stamps on blocks already, and I thought that we could come back to my funny little sketch that came out of the printer with my die cut on top. I didn't even cut that recently, so it's funny that it came out of my printer. But that's how it went. So I cut a base a little bit earlier. I scored this at 5.5 and cut it at 4 1/4 because it was a full piece of paper, and that makes 2 card bases. Oh, I know, Winnie the Pooh. It's hard not to be happy when you see these things, right? Okay, so to start, that just kills me. There's a designer paper in here that's 5 by 2. So I was thinking we would go back to our package here and make another card and something that'll sit on top of this. So 5 by 2. I don't think I want the big pattern. I like little patterns. I'm drawn to them. I love this one. I used this already in the class. So what do you think for the 5 by 2? Do you want to go with, I want something with the green in it. It's going to sit behind the layer, so I don't want to waste my little guy because he's so cute. Maybe he's my focal point. All right, I'm going to build this card a little bit backwards. See the 4 by 2 3/4? I'm going to cut this out to make that my focal point. So now we need a 5 by 2 to sit behind it. So do we want to use this one, or do we want to use, I'm looking, this one. So we'll call the solid green solid, or A, and this one B, or more white. So A, B, you guys vote. And while you guys are doing that, I will cut the focal point. So A and B. He's adorable, yeah. So you'll get 2 of him in your package, and when you're cutting up your designer paper for your class, you want to be cognizant of that because you might want to save him. Just saying, he's so cute. Here, okay, so I got all my stuff out of the way so I can cut my, and I already forgot the measurement, it's 4 by 2 3/4. So let's start by just kind of cutting that where it makes sense, and then I have to get it down to 2 3/4. So I'm going to trim off that little strip at the bottom. Oh, I cut his foot off. I'm so special. And that's 4. Hey, by the way, this is a brand new paper cutter. And if you purchase a paper cutter from Stampin' Up, to protect it, there's like this little film. And you wouldn't want that film to end up inside your cutter. So the first thing you should do when you get these is peel the film off. I might have already done it on that. Nope, I didn't. Here. So, ta-da, if you end up with a new paper trimmer, and these are inexpensive. This trimmer is only $25, and it is my favorite that they've done so far as in the way of trimmers. The only thing I miss is the storage on the bottom. We were talking about it last night on our weekly Monday night craft gathering, which is on Zoom, and it's free for everybody. So this is now 4 by 2 3/4. I feel like I want to have a map there, but let's see what we ended up with. A. Okay. So you guys want A for the 5 by 2. Interesting. I thought that you'd pick the other one because the card base is Sahara Sand, but you guys are in charge, so we'll go that way. Let's do the 2 first. That way I'm not hacking this paper completely up. So 2 by 5. Okay, so we've got these 2 pieces so far with the sketch. Oh my gosh, how cute is he? I want to put like something in between there though. Like, I think he needs a mat or something. I'm going to cut this just a little smaller so that I can make a 4 by 2 3/4 inch mat. And I think it needs to be a coordinating color, like something a little darker, because I think that the it's getting lost a little bit. What about soft suede? Let me grab a piece. So there's our soft suede. And this we're going to cut down to that 4 inch by 2 3/4. So we're staying kind of true to the sketch measurements. Two and 3/4. Okay. Oh, the poppy would have been a good idea too, Cheryl. Nice thinking. The poppy, we should do something with the poppy. I wonder if I have any, well, I don't think I have any poppy ribbon. But let's start by making this a married couple here. So this base is 4 by 2 3/4, and all I did to mat the designer paper was I cut this 1/8 of an inch smaller. So for those of you, it's funny, we had a stamp club this month and I realized how many people needed a refresher on measurements. So 1/8 is just 2 lines on the paper cutter. So there's 16 lines between each inch, and 1/8 would be right there, which would make a 1/16 of an inch border all the way around my happy little buddy here. My God, all these little pieces kill me. You know, even this guy, he needs to be on our card. I don't know. I'm not usually a bird person, so that's pretty amazing, but ready? He needs to be on there. This is the piece I cut off from the other side of him. So it's all in that designer paper. And I will do a complete supply list when I jump offline, so don't get nervous if you don't see it. What it is at the top, when I do the supply list, I do the name of the product, and then I do a link to the exact product, so you're not hunting and pecking to figure out what I used. So I'll do a complete supply list for you at the top of this video when we finish, because we're on the fly and we don't exactly know what we're going to do until we get here, which I love. Oh, and there's going to be more than just this project. I have another one because somebody asked me a question, and, you know, it spawned a whole creative flow. And that's what I need. I love it when you guys ask questions. All right, so where are we going to put him? We'll just stick him on his head. It's a good place for him. Yeah, let's get him a dimensional first. We'll figure out where to put him later. I guess I should spell. Oh, I didn't see you. That's okay. We'll get there, Donna. You and me both, my friend. All right. Okay, so just following that sketch and my freaky die cut printout. It was so funny. Let's put that designer paper down. Oh, look at the mushrooms. Oh, did that just change? There's the poppy that Cheryl was asking for. All right, so we originally were going to go with the solid. Do we want the front or do we want the back? Let me know, because I think it might have just changed. You tell me. The front or the back? I'm going to grab some poppy card stuff. Oh my gosh, that's funny. The front or the back? So while you guys were doing that, I cut off a piece of poppy. The front, the back, the back, the back, the back. Okay, guess what? The back won, and now I am seeing the poppy, thanks to Cheryl. So let's add that there. I love that you guys tell me what to do, and then I can just go grab a piece of paper and we go for it. Oh, hi, Lori. It's good to see you. Hi, Maria. Thanks for joining me today. I hope that you're having a nice cup of warm Java wherever you are. Although I was talking to somebody today who's in Florida, and she's like, it's 74 degrees here, and I have to leave to go to Virginia, and it's going to be freezing, and I don't know what I'm going to do. I'm like, try living in Boston. or I'm north of the city, but still. All right, so this went right down the middle. Oh, and what a difference. And I'm not a mushroom girl, but I'm digging that pattern. Wow. Oh, look at it. That just made it so much better. All right, do we want to, let's wait for the dimensionals for the sentiment, and we'll see what we've got. So when we come back to the sketch, the sentiment was broken into 2 pieces. I have to look through and see what that set has. Do I have the set in front of me? No. Way to be prepared, Selene. Okay, so I'm going to use the backing from the designer paper. Ooh, I love that. And I'm going to grab soft suede, and we can kind of just stamp them and see what they say. So this one is, I'm here for you no matter what. That's cute. No matter what, I'm here for you. You can tell I'm heavy-handed today, huh? That's what happens when you're live. Actually, it's on the backing of the designer paper, so that's why it's smushy. Love comes in all shapes and sizes. And then this one was with the koala bears, and you might notice I put them all on one block. I've got your back. I kind of like that one. All right, I'm going to need another block then. Oh, he's so cute. I'll just pull that off. I love this guy. Oh, can't even stand it. Okay. Do we want a die cut for that? I had some here on the table earlier, but that would be too easy. All right, well, let me put the cover on that before we have an accident. A craft incident. How about if we just go with like a 1/2-inch strip? So I'm gonna cut at 5.5. And then 5, because we know that I'll be able to use a bigger piece for stuff, so I'll just cut out of the middle. So there's my 1/2-inch strip. And it is right now only one banner, 80. Oh. Lori, I'm so jealous of 80. Can I say? All right. I've got your back. Okay. So I'm going to let that dry for a second. I just re-inked this, so it seems a little dark for smoky slate, but I like it for what we've been using it for. It's great for this. By the way, these guys, I don't know, are koalas white? I think they're white. I have a little tip for when they're sitting on the ground, you take your Smoky Slate Light Blends marker and you can draw a line just under them. And now they're sitting on the ground. Here, let me show you a close-up of that. So check it out. Yeah, pretty cool. Okay, so I've got your back. And there is another strip in here. That just kills me. Something to talk about, right? How about if we do some ribbons? I don't know how that'll work, but let's trim this down first. The brown ribbon. So I do this a lot. I like how it looks, and you don't really need anything other than a pair of scissors. Yeah. You want, no, I put it over there, but then it'll be hanging off the card. So we still need to be able to. Okay, so I like this, except that now that it's on white, I have issues with it just kind of hanging out there. So I'm going to edge it, and I would like this a little tighter. And I guess I want that tighter too, so hang on. I'm going to trim it. Did you know that it's impossible for the human hand to actually cut a straight line? There are studies shown most things, I mean, yeah, you need a trimmer for it, but I am freehanding it here, so this is going to be rolling on a river, but that's okay. And then I'm going to actually give it a little curl. But before I go too crazy, I'm going to add a layer. So people are like, hey, did you add a layer of paper into there? There's another color. And I'll be like, well, nope, I just added the ink. And by adding the ink, you can add the layer without having to cut another piece of paper. So I'm going to let that set up for a second. I'll bring back in that scratch paper and close this up. Oh yeah, Laurie. I'm going to do a little update for our team about shipping times and what to expect and, you know, how it works anyway. So you can make your own choices about what to do with that. It's never easy having to wait. I understand. Okay, so I'm going to hope that this is dry. And first, whenever I make a banner, I like to make a mountain. So there's my mountain. And then you make your molehills. So I just take my fingers and shape it. So now I've got like this little swirly thing, and rather than go with dimensionals for that, I am going to, oh, it's changing. The sentiment is like here. Oh, well, maybe he's holding it. Ha! Let's do that. He can hold it. That's cool. And the question now is where to put the bird. Does the bird go up here? Or does the bird go on his head? This is like such a fun and whimsical set. I don't want the bird to get lost. So I kind of like him, you know, hey, I'm up here looking down at you. Like a little angel. Well, I was telling everybody when we got on, Lori, that the pick time to even put stuff in the box right now is 7 to 10 days when you look it up on the website. So thanks for being patient, for sure. Here we go. Oh my goodness. What is not to love? How fun is that? All right, so where are we putting the bird? Did you guys tell me? I'm waiting for you. So are we putting it up there, or are we going to bring it down like here, right above the sentiment? So above the sentiment or on top where you can see him better? So you tell me. Sentiment or top? We'll say this is A and this is B. And you guys can tell me what you want to do. And I don't know. I still want to put a bow on there. All right, well, let's make one first and see what it comes out with. So you think he's better on top of the on top of the sentiment. We get 2 A's. Morning, that's a great spot. He's holding it up. Top B, B, A. So we get 3 A's, 4 A's, 3 B's. Whoo, well, this one's really tight. We need I need my friend from California to do the official count there. She's usually here. Let's see. I think the A's took it. There were 3 B's and 4 A's, if I'm doing that right. Okay. Oh, now there's 4 and 4. Carolyn, I love you. That's awesome. These scissors, I need my ribbon scissors. These came out a long time ago, and I only cut ribbon or fabric with them. I like when I tie a bow by hand, I like it when the middle is longer. I don't know why. Like, it makes me happy when it comes down. Oh, now is the birdie holding the ribbon? No, it's too much. It's a bit too much. All right, so let's see. Make 2, Elaine B. Oh, you know what? Elaine, thank you for being the tiebreaker. The B's won. It was A for a long time. I thought for sure you guys were gonna have it down on the sentiment, but B won. All right. How about some pearls? And of course, I can't find them. We should have a rule that if I can't find something on the table that I have to take a drink of coffee or something. Does that sound like a good rule? So every time I can't find something on the table, I have to take a sip. That could be bad if I was drinking something like wine, but I really am just drinking coffee. Oh, all right. I'm going to open a new one. And it is my favorite embellishment. So no worries. I will definitely. So in club this month, they're getting a full bolt of those ribbons plus half a pack of the paper plus these pearls. So even before we get started, they're getting over $25 in product, which is pretty awesome. Okay, and it might be good if you don't have one to order yourself a take your pick. A lot of people don't know how to use this, so I will just tell you. There's a couple of, okay, first of all, mine's supposed to come with covers, and it does, but who knows where they are. And I use this thing like nonstop. In fact, I just bought myself a second one because I keep misplacing this one. It has a paper piecing tool on the back, and this is good if you need to get underneath something, glue dot, whatever. And then this is great for taking tear and tape off. I like to put tear and tape across the middle of a card and then slide this under the middle and use it to get the tear and tape backing off, because otherwise I'm there for 2 days. And then this thing is a grab nabber. So people, I've seen people come to class and they use this is a grab nabber. However, this is the coolest thing ever. So what you do is you advance it just like that until it comes out and it starts to turn blue. And then you want to kind of like back off the pressure, because like a tube of toothpaste, it'll just keep coming out at you. So once you have a little tip on there, I like to smush mine down, and now it's sort of sticky. It's not an adhesive. It is just meant to grab your embellishments. So I'm going to slide this off, whoop, and I'm going to put one there. And I like to, when I'm putting embellishments on and I'm using these and I'm using them randomly like I'm going to today, I like to just make a triangle. So I did 2 big ones and then a little one. And I'm just literally grabbing it by sliding it off the transfer sheet and then putting it where I want and pushing down. So I don't have to put my fingers on the glue that's underneath here, which would make it less sticky anyway. And my grab nabber is intact. And I don't have to advance the blue stuff again until I don't have any sticky left on the tip of my take your pick. Great tool. I think they're like $10 or something like that. So great, great tool. All right, so that's the first project. Ta-da. And a sneak peek of this month's club. And those of you that are getting the club packet, well, you might make a card that looks like this. I love this designer paper, and it's definitely something that I personally overlooked in the book. Oh, look at, we can put this back on. Haha. Because the words are straight on this block, I'm careful. When you come to class here, I always make sure that the words are straight on the block. So if you line the block up square with the paper, you don't have to look at the stickers or anything. I do that because whenever I put stickers on, they're crooked anyway, undoubtedly. All right, I gotta show you this thing I saw on the internet. You're gonna laugh. Oh, you know what? My green head is missing, darn it. Earlier today, my husband, Brian, I leaned over and gave him a quick snuggle, and he's like, wow, you have a cold nose. And I said, oh, I got to put one of these on my nose. I have a green one, and the green one fell off. Oh, it's over there on the floor. Now I see it. But these are hats and scarves that I found for little items on Amazon. So think you could put them on top of little nugget chocolates, and I just thought that they were adorable, and you can buy them in bulk, and I did. Let me grab the other hat because it's so cute. You got to see it. And you might be wondering where this is going, but I've been wanting to play with this stamp set to make a sleigh for these little gifts. So here we go. I didn't realize you weren't seeing it right. Yeah, that's better. And so this hat just slides over, and now it's got a hat and a scarf. Oh my gosh, right? Can't even stand it. Now, you don't have to give alcohol. You could give something else, but it was just, I thought, how funny would it be to have a fireball? Especially with my cold nose, I could definitely use this as a nose hat. Okay, so we've got the Candy Cane Suite. And earlier, the Paper Prairie, I don't know her name other than that, because she commented on my page with her business page, so I don't know her. But she was saying that she's having trouble with some of her more solid stamps stamping cleanly, like the church that I posted earlier this week. Everybody loved it. But I wanted to show you on a more bold stamp, and since I had these little dudes already purchased. Oh, he lost his hat. Sorry, we don't want the fireball getting cold. I thought that maybe I would show you something that I haven't put ink on yet. I did make some swaps with these when the set first came out, and it's adorable, and I think it's overlooked, but my thought is that it kind of looks like a sleigh. So I could make a little thing for this to hang out in, and we would have a sleigh, okay? Hey, well that's cool, Carolyn. I'd love to see what you just made. You should make sure, if you're making stuff with this, that you post it in the Creating with Selene group, because I love it when it's not the Selene show. Everybody, I learned from you guys just as much. So I am pulling these out of the wrapper and sticking them to the, I like to stick them right onto the back of the stamp case, and then they don't get yucky. So you'll never see me like throw it on the table without the backing or whatever. This one still has the backing on it. But I'm just popping these out, and then I could save these if I wanted to make something with it, but I don't today, so out it goes. Okay. So I guess I need a bigger block for these. Let me see what we've got. Oh, we could use that size. So let me get a couple of them. And maybe Real Red ink pad. What do you think? I did do some cutting with these, and I was playing with the white and red designer series paper. I know there's a bunch of stuff that's while supplies last right now. You might be able to get the red and white paper. Oh geez, I could almost just make them with this. But I want a stamp on it. Isn't that great? So that's the red and the white paper from the holiday book, and all I did was that. But my daughter Alexis said, "Oh, Mom, you could totally do that for Valentine's Day," and I think you'd have to have the ornament going the other way so that you could make a heart. But like, you get the idea, right? So cute. Yeah, like, but I did it the other way. Yeah. Anyway, moving right along before I get too jammed up in that detail. Here we go. So we have these candy canes, and you get one that goes one way and one that goes the other way. Now, I've never put ink on this rubber. And sometimes when you have brand new rubber, especially stuff, so it's not so much for like images like this, because this has an outline. And for this, using your cleaner and maybe even just rubbing it with your fingers, using your cleaner again is sufficient. Especially, I'm looking at this pretty Christmas cheer. I wouldn't do this to those images. I would use my fingers and kind of like, or even rub it on your jeans. You can take the back of a pencil eraser. This eraser could be used to be conditioned, but it's kind of like preparing the stamp to be ready for ink. So these stamp sets come off on big, giant trays, and they go in, and then first they get baked against a titanium plate. And then this part of the stamp gets taken off, and then they attach the foam to it, and then they go into a big cutter, and then a person lines up the cuts. Oh, let me show you this. Oh, it's just, I just wanted to show that how to condition Val. They line up these little notches that come on the sides, and there's a whole big sheet of them. So there might be, 8 or 10 of these on one sheet. And then there's a machine that they use, and they use both thumbs, and they punch at the same time when everything is lined up perfectly. So if you've ever gotten a stamp set and your Christmas cheer is real tight to one side and then you have a big berth on the other side, it's because these are hand cut by a person. So that's good information to know. In addition, when it comes off the titanium plate, it's got like this film on it, right? So I am going in and roughing up the film a little bit, and then I'll grab a cleaner and we can clean this stamp. So we're gonna do like a little experiment here. So this one, I just took off, and actually it is nice and soft, so it might stamp fine. But every now and again, you get a stamp set, especially one that's got a lot of detail, like that one with the church that's almost a solid stamped image. And it needs to be roughed up, or what I call conditioned. All right, so let me grab the cleaner. So I took a pencil eraser to that. I've done it with a sanding block. I've done it against my pants. And with images, like I said, that have a really fine font, I've even just done it with my fingers and then clean. So now I bring in my cleaner. Did you guys know that this mist not only cleans your stamps, but it has a conditioner in it? So when you're all done, I like to wipe my blocks down before I put them away. Otherwise, you could end up with pink blocks once in a while. I have the smaller container, the old Stamp and Mist container, because I like the size, but I buy the bigger ones now too. But Okay, so this is the one I conditioned. And then this is the one that just came off the, so we'll keep them separate so we know. That's the one that's not conditioned. And let's get a piece of white paper. And a writing pad. Now, so another thing that I like to do with a bold stamp in general is, well, I like to trim. And we can do that again, but just for sake of, I am inking up and I'm rolling over to make sure that I have even coverage. So this one is not conditioned. I don't know if it'll be a difference. Oh, I stamped off the paper. Here, let's get a solid image. Okay, so that one is not conditioned. And this is the one that we rubbed with the pencil eraser. And again, you can, when you ink up, if you roll over, you can also see how the ink is being absorbed onto your red rubber. So this doesn't apply to photopolymer. I have different rules for photopolymer. Photopolymer, you can, I'll show you that one separately. Okay, wow. Who can see the difference? So this one was conditioned with a pencil eraser. And this one was not. They both were clean ahead of time. Here, let me get a good close-up version. So, do you see like the difference in the stamp? It's kind of remarkable, actually. Okay. So this was the one that was not, let me see, I'm wrong. That was the one that was not conditioned. So let's give it a clean. I swear it's around here. See, I lost something. It's time to take a drink of something, right? Sip of coffee. So it's just a pencil eraser. So you can, like I said, you can condition it like on your jeans. You can condition with a pencil eraser. I used to use a sanding block when we had the sanding tools here. This one, you could go this way and just kind of rough up the edges. But what I wouldn't do is I wouldn't do that on a very fine font, or you could have words that look funky. I hope that makes sense. You don't want to sand the rubber off. You want to sand just that, you want to get that grit off that comes from the rubber being baked against the titanium. Cool stuff, huh? It's like the science of stamping. Ta-da. All right. Oh, it's my pleasure. Hey, what's your name? Like, I keep referring to you as the Papered Prairie, but I don't know your name. So, anyway, I am going to stamp my images again. And then let's see if we can make some sort of sleigh for those buggers, because that's the whole reason I pulled this one out. I could have used any solid stamp to show you, though. And it just so happens that's the one I've been itching to play with, because I bought my little festive hats and gloves. We don't want the fireball getting cold or anything. Okay, so we got this one. Oh, I love science. But not, I like the science of things. Like I love how stuff works. I love cooking. I love different flavors coming together. So now we're all conditioned, so both of these images should come out pretty good. And of course I didn't stamp with a mat either. That would help. Okay, let me grab my die cuts. I'm so organized. Jeepers. That die isn't in there. I wonder what I did. Isn't that special? All All right, well, let's see what we got. Well, how about if we just use these die cuts that I've already got done, and we'll make a sparkly one. That's funny, I must have misplaced that candy cane. I'll have to find it. Kind of not as useful without the second die. Gosh darn it. But that's what happens. You lose stuff when you're live. So these two go together. Oh, but then my, I really do need that die, huh? Because then this will make the outside and then it'll be going the wrong way. Unless I did one side white and one side red. I do want them, let me see if I can hit the glimmer paper with the stamp. So for this one, you probably think I'm crazy. I am kind of crazy. I don't know if it's going to work, but that's why we call this on the fly, right? I'm going to take my stamp and ink it up, and I'm going to drop the stamp on. It's already die cut. And then I'm going to smush it with the other block. So essentially it's got the pressure against the rubber. And let's see if it came out, because it's stamping on glimmer paper is questionable. That's not bad. Maybe Giftable, which is also not on the table. Well, I lost it. It was definitely here when we started. Let me grab one. So if you ever stamp anything on any surface and it doesn't come out perfect, and this is a textured surface, right? It's glimmer paper. You can make the color come to life using your Giftable. This is like truly magic in your hand. The magic of Christmas right there. All right. Silly goose I am today. But I'm in a great mood. I've got my team check-in later on. Anybody that is doing classes or whatever, we meet on Tuesday nights, and we have 3 more meetings through the end of the year. And we had Zoom last night with all my crafty buddies. All right. So that's pretty good. These, the glimmer paper feels kind of thin to me. So I'm actually going to take some liquid glue, because I want it to be a little bit more solid. And I'm going to glue a couple layers on top of each other. This is just going to make it thicker. But I want the base of my little box to be sturdy. So here we go. I got 3 of them. That should be good. And then I'll need 3 white ones. So there's a white one. It's kind of damaged, but that's okay. We can use the damaged ones for this. Well, I wonder where that die went. That's really interesting. So here's that side, and then we have the side that's stamped. The question will be is if it's dry yet once I get to the layer that I'm gonna put my fingers on. Is it dry? I'll let you know. Okay, so now when we make our little fireball dune buggy, it's barely dry. But that's okay. I don't need it to be overly dry. I'm just gonna not touch it all that much. When we make our dune buggy, it will have a nice solid berth on 2 sides, okay? All right. Okay, so how about, maybe we should grab some real red paper to make our sleigh. And we need a ruler. I love this little ruler. It's just 6 inches, and it's got the cork back, so it doesn't move around when you go to measure things. I have to open a pack of red. Yowza. All right, so this is real red, and it is 102,482 since I got the whole package out. And we'll just open up some paper. Oh, Myrtle, I'm so glad that you learned some things today. All right, so let's think about our sleigh. How big does it need to be for this to sit in it? So let's say 2 inches, because that's about there, okay? And then 3. So we need it to be 2 inches wide by 3 inches tall, and then it needs sides. Interesting. Okay, really have to think about this. So how tall do we want the sides? They shouldn't be overly tall. So let's go 4 for one side of our thing, because then we can score at 1. So let's cut that one first while I think about this, because I legit am just coming up with this now. I have no predetermined, and it could be an absolute failure, but we'll see. So 4, and I'm thinking I want it 3 inches tall in the back, and maybe 1.5 in the front. And then how about 2 inches in the middle? So let's go 5, 6.5, which means I gotta pull out my little nub here. I gotta clean the table off is what I need to do. Oof. Making a mess with Selene we are. Okay, so 6.5. Okay, so on the 4-inch side, this might be way too big. 1.5 in the middle. Yeah, maybe it should be 1. I lied. We're gonna make it 6. I'm sorry about that. Like I said, we're just inventing something. So let me bring that back in. I'm gonna take the half off, and we'll make it 1 in the middle. So on the long side, this piece is 6 inches by 4 inches. Okay, and I'm gonna score at 3 and 2. Because I want a 1-inch gully in the middle. So 3 on one side and 2 on the other. This is like Selene brain box math. So I have a 1-inch holder in the middle for our sleigh, and that still looks awfully tall for well, it's a 1-horse open sleigh, right? That's okay though. We'll score this at 1 on both sides on the 4-inch side. We still have plenty of room to cut it down if it doesn't fit, so. Thanks for bearing with me. Well, I also want it to hold it, you know, it's got to have a little bit of weight to it, right? Okay, so here we go. So to recap, we did 6-inch, and we scored on one side at 3. So actually, let's just put it back in. It was 3 and, so we scored at 3 and 4, right? Even though I turned it around and did the subtraction thing. And then 4, on the 4-inch side, we scored at 1 inch down both ends, okay? Hopefully you can read my chicken scratch there. Okay, so we'll just trim this up, and I'm gonna cut a little notch there. because we're going to make this into like a little tray. It might need to be bigger on the bottom. I may have this all wrong, but we're going to try it anyway. If not, we'll have a holder without a sleigh. I think that's what this is going to be, actually. If you look at it right now, it's going to stand up in there. So I wanted something that's going to be a little longer, but we could still, I don't know. Let's see. Not too bad from scratch, though. All right. Maybe it should be bigger in the middle, and it should also have some candy. You know what I mean? So that the sleigh, see if I can find my, what did I do with my die cuts? Oh, goodness. All right. I'm going to clean up here because if I don't, oh, look. It's the other die cut. Well, I'm just going to put that in there. Goodness gracious. Oh, there they are. Oh, these are nice and solid now. I'm just wondering if we were to do this. Yeah, it's going to go, that side's going to be here. Ta-da, like that. All right, so let's start with that. I'm going to put a little liquid glue right here and right here. And we can adhere that and just kind of hold on to it for a second. Ugh. I need patience. Hang. Let me hold that for a second. I have a clothesline behind me. I'm going to grab a couple of clothespins. Hang on one second. So that can hold on to my glue. Might help if I pinch the right side. There we go. Now at the top, I think it should be more decorative. So let's put an angle there. Just looks more like a sleigh already, doesn't it? Okay. I'll give that a second to set up. Oh my gosh. It's like a low rider. It's gonna need like something under the back so it doesn't fall over. Or I could just stick candy in there, but that's hysterical. Oh my goodness. I love it. Okay. So that should be pretty close. I mean, it's not clear, so it's definitely not dry yet, but I want to get this bit kind of started. So let's put a little bit of glue on the inside here and here. And then we'll build a little sleigh. I feel like I should have Christmas music playing, don't you? If I did, though, Facebook would censor me, so. They're like, sorry. I don't know if you own the rights to Sleigh Bells Ring, but I can sing you a song. I don't even know if I can do that, though. It's funny. It definitely looks like something Santa should sit in, though, doesn't it? Okay. And then, ta-da. Oh my gosh, this is so funny. I'll put a little glue on the outside here. And we'll get our sleigh rolling. There's 100 different ways you could engineer this. This is just one of them, so. There's got to be a better way in the back, though. I got to figure out something so that that fireball, it'll hold the weight of it, because even now it'll probably fall over at least until it's dry. But this is 3 layers of cardstock, so I was hoping that it would kind of give it a little bit more, you know, strength. And I am using a lot of liquid glue for me, but that's because when you're building boxes, this stuff is the best. It holds on to your boxes like. All right. So for now, we can stand it up. Let's see. It's not dry yet, but see if you get my idea. I saw it and I thought, oh my gosh, this is so cute. I need to make some. Well, it does kind of hold. Wow. So it didn't fall over. I'm surprised. It actually works. That's funny. I want to pull that candy cane forward so that so then my sleigh won't work. That's what happened. Well, it wasn't dry. That's my bad. But I got excited. What can I say? And I got ink all over my hands now because it wasn't dry. That's all right. Ta-da. But you get the idea. Oh my gosh, what a mess, huh? But it's fun. And these I got the hats and scarves on Amazon and in a bulk pack. So now I got my little sleigh, and when it dries, then I'll be able to put my little gift back in. Really adorable, something different. And you could use it for chocolates, and it would be probably much easier for it to stand up if you use chocolate. Oh my gosh, look at how red my hands are. Making a mess with Selene. Well, that's all I have for today. Hang on, I'm gonna flip the camera back over. I hope you had fun with me. That's crazy. Oh. It's too cute. All right, ready? Yeah, let's see. Let me see if I can show you. There it is. Whoops. Whoop, there it is. All snug as a bug in a rug. Yeah. That's craziness. Anyway, thank you very much for joining me today and every week. I'm very grateful for you. Thank you for your orders. Thank you for your Christmas orders. People, if you have people on your wish list that you don't know what to get them, I would recommend taking a look at our crafting kits, which are only available online. You won't find them in the main catalog. But there's some really cool stuff that you can give for gifts. In addition, if you would like a gift certificate, I have been doing gift certificates this week for some avid customers and their husbands who don't want to necessarily give away Christmas. I have gift certificates that I can personalize and mail to you, or I can email a file that you can print. So even up until December 24th, I can do gift certificates. I just want to say thank you. And if you need anything at all, let me know. And I will see you next week here at 3 o'clock. Thank you.